Hi, this is Dave O'Mara, and this is 5 by 5 on Saturday, June 11th, 2005, and this is the finale of The Death of the Homunculus. So there I was, sitting in the Oriental Theater, looking around at the Buddhas and the ornate ceiling with the damaged patch that had been there for years, and most important, the huge curtains still closed. These moments, before the preview started, were often conducive to some of the deepest relaxation. The movie coming to an end, we don't have no feeling of being in Act 3 of resolution. And it's really interesting because at times the pace of Tarkovsky's Solaris can seem glacially slow. There's a long scene in Parliament to measure not mostly grades or degrees of publications, but only by the intensity of my involvement in it, an imaginative project that was made possible by working as a third shift security guard, where I was paid a subsistence wage for sitting alone in a vacant lobby where I could read and write to my heart's content, and where
Henri Poincaré,
the reward for showing up
it's from his book Science and Hypothesis, and a passage on the classical mechanics, which I'm just going to attempt to read it and react to it as best I can. I'm a real dilettante when it comes to dealing with this stuff, but it exercises my mind,
as psychiatrists say, rather than organic. And that's when I had the thought that in many ways has changed my life. Now, it's difficult to reconstruct a thought 20-odd years later, but let me give it a try. Consider the crazy person as an organism. The organism has a profound organic disease, an organic disturbance that disrupts thought. The disease is severe. The 3 a.m. apartment hunter was faking it in some important way. From the cop's point of view, the guy had been offered a perfectly warm bench in the police station and then had manipulated the system so that he ended up riding to the hospital in an ambulance with a night of being fussed over in the emergency room ahead of him. The guy clearly did. He drives home and he drives on these expressways, and it's a little bit odd because he doesn't seem to be steering his car. He seems to be just sitting there. There doesn't seem to be a driver in the car. And, or there is a driver and we're not ever shown the driver. I'm not sure which is the case. But, or whether this is meant to be part of the futuristic setup of the show. But it's really amazing game because it just goes on and crazy thoughts rush in. Now, what's important about this idea is not its accuracy or inaccuracy as a description of how schizophrenia works, and I am no way qualified to make such a judgment. What's important for me in my own intellectual history was rather the shift in perspective caused by phrasing the description, accurate or not, in terms of the organism and its interactions with its world, specifically its objective social world, spending the night in an emergency room rather than a police station, not in jail, just on a bench in the lobby of the police station on a bitterly cold night in Syracuse. How could he pursue this goal of getting to the attention, the warmth and attention of the emergency room?
On a purely a priori basis, just as legitimate to maintain that its position cannot change, or that the curvature of its path cannot change without the agency of an external cause. So, why restrict it to velocity, and why restrict inertia to velocity? He's also arguing for the impossible, but at the same time, it was part of the guy clearly possessed structured intentionality, a clear narrative arc, and a subtle ability to adjust the flow of crazy talk as needed in the pursuit of a self-interested goal. He knew what he was wanted, and even the symptoms of his disease. The
movie started, I don't remember what it was, this could have been one of many different events, one of many different moments of me sitting there watching and waiting for a movie to start. So I watched the movie, I presume with the same pleasure that I watched so many movies in that theater. But there was one huge difference. The homunculus was dead.
moment occurred there.